Hi, Chad.
Hello.
What day is it?
It's podcast day?
Podcast Monday. Live Podcast Monday here at Brew Fitness in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Live streaming at
How
its
are you?
best.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm good. There's a bunch of chatter already on our chat room, which is very fun.
What if we did it?
I will punch you if you wear that mask right now.
Punch me.
Why would you wear a mask right now?
To
I don't know.
prevent.
How we doing? What do we got for the people, huh?
We got a lot. We got a fun show. We had to call an audible.
Audible.
15 minutes before the show, we called an audible on our fictional athletic trainer, which is kind of fun because it makes it more candid.
It does make it more candid.
You should know that this show is not scripted. We think a little bit ahead of time, but if something happens, let's talk about it.
We think this much.
That's a lot. It's February.
It is February.
February 1st.
Holy crap, it's February.
So it is 1 month from National Athletic Training Month.
Ooh, good
which
call.
is fun.
Nice remember.
And what that means, probably the most important thing we have to say is we are weeks away from the second fat bracket.
We are. Weeks.
Which is cool.
Weeks.
Which is really cool.
Selection show will be pretty fun.
You know what I just realized? I don't know where my comments went on here.
Oh no, you're not gonna be able to see any of the comments. They're all making fun of you on here. This is great.
They should.
Oh my god, yes, that is hilarious. You should say that about Chad again. Oh my god.
It's gone.
Yes, he is an idiot. Yep. Yes, he is.
Actually, I really am. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Who spelled?
Oh, there we go. Spell check.
Oh,
okay.
that's okay.
It's
Dylan.
back. It's back.
Dylan,
back.
you know what? I'm gonna say it's just you didn't spell it wrong. It was actually autocorrect. Your computer autocorrected to an I. That's fine. Everybody does. Even my mom spells it wrong sometimes.
Really? No.
No.
It's like, that's not a real thing. Oh, he had another typo. Dylan's, I'm just here for the Chad, but it autocorrected to chat.
That's true.
I'm here for the Chad.
I'm here for the Chad.
The Chad.
The Chad.
Tom Green.
I need some sugar.
I'm telling you what, these Lifesavers Chewies, I had them for the first time this week, and I'm kind of obsessed.
Are they slowly getting into that Mount Rushmore of yours?
Give it a couple weeks. One of the other podcasts I listen to on a regular basis, they do a draft, which we do occasionally. Today's draft, they did favorite fruit candies.
Candies.
Yeah, because apparently
like
a long time ago they had done like chocolate candies.
Oh, all right.
And man, I'll tell you what, we would have destroyed them.
I mean, I think these would be on there.
It kind of sounds like one of our Halloween episodes where all we talk about is candy.
I'd rather have this than a regular Lifesaver.
Oh, 100 times out of 100. Yeah, I agree.
I'm not
Is it in my Mount Rushmore yet? I don't know. I mean, Sour Patch Kids, for me, Mike and Ike's. You don't like Swedish Fish, but I kind of do.
I'm not a big fan. I just
you can get some stale
there.
ones.
Oh yeah, definitely. They are what they are.
I mean, bottle caps maybe. A good old fashioned.
Bottle caps?
Remember old school root beer? Root beer. I mean, how many root beer candies do you know, other than root beer barrels?
I think only the bottle caps.
Yeah, that's why I like them.
Yeah, I guess so. What about like those wax, like sticks with liquid in it?
No, they were Gushers. Zach said Gushers. Yeah,
never was a Gushers fan.
You get 3 in a package, and that's it. The best 15 seconds of your day.
Are fruit snacks considered just candy?
I mean,
this is
they did in the draft that I was listening to on the other podcast. Yeah, they were.
I bet if you looked at a fruit snack, it's the same.
It's the same. It's just less sugar. It's like half the sugar.
I doubt it.
Probably the preserves.
So many preserves.
So the moral of the story is this is an athletic training podcast.
Shut up, Dylan. No, it's not.
Hey,
Dave Yeager.
And, Chewy Sweethearts. Chewy Sprees, Dave.
Comes in with the
Chewy
win.
Sprees are on my Mount Rushmore.
Actually, I really like both 100%. Of those. I agree with both of those.
So the fat bracket, we are probably about 2 weeks away from unveiling it, to be honest.
Yeah.
If we're going to go back, retweet Dylan. Hot take, root beer is disgusting. No, absolutely not.
Now, Dylan, you get off this podcast
All
right
right,
now.
we'll see you later. What do you drink? Cola?
I'll take a liter of cola.
I know he's a coffee person. So the fat brackets are coming. Super exciting.
Yep.
We got to rank them, though, Kevin. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's going to be fun.
I think you did all of that last time.
Yeah, it was just whatever. We'll do it. It's going to be interesting. Well, last year we didn't get to see the finished product all the way through, really, because athletes got cut out about 1 week in.
Yeah, it was tough, right? And then I think everything lost momentum at that time. I don't think there was a single thing that didn't lose momentum.
Yeah.
So,
Well, hand sanitizers.
cheers, Dylan.
Bourbon. Is that what you
Or
got
is it
over there?
coffee? I don't know.
It's not bourbon. I know what it is.
What is it?
Shit, it's beer. I forgot what kind.
That's not. This is.
Oh, the Yingling. Yeah.
This is a Yingling.
Yeah,
which
you're
is
right.
very surprising. Ryan, who owns this space, offered me a Yingling. Mr. Brew Fitness himself.
I can't. I haven't got my
It's a
green screen
Yingling
down.
Light, and you can't really get Yingling in Wisconsin. So I'm wondering, somebody bring it in for him special or what?
I
It's
don't
like
know.
more of like a southern kind of East Coast beer.
East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We need to. This is the intro.
Oh, intro.
We need to remind the folks that our friends at Healthy Roster are the official sponsor of the show. Without them, this is not possible.
So true.
This show, this live stream is not here if it's not for them. So check them out at www.healthyroster.com. So thank you
Boom.
guys.
Thanks, Healthy Roster. Dan and the whole gang dominating that world of EMRs.
Yeah, they are.
They really are. They're the best. Just good people, too. You know what? I bet I would want to call their customer service line. It's probably a wonderful line to call. Just good people.
I want to get Amelia on the line.
Get her on the line. I don't know who Amelia is.
Yeah, she came with Dan to Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. Amelia.
Yeah.
Nice. She was great. She was a rootin' hootin' good time.
She was a little she was a little. She didn't want to.
She didn't want to be on the podcast.
She didn't want her voice on the podcast until like the last 10 minutes, and then
And then all of a sudden, she just wouldn't shut up.
we broke her down as we do most people with our nonsense.
Yeah. I don't know how much. This is not.
Sorry.
This is not as good as a regular Yingling.
Sorry, Ryan.
Sorry, Ryan. Anyway.
What's the name of that place with all the goofy shit on the walls?
Brew Fitness?
Are you talking about Milwaukee, Hannah?
Well, if it's where we're at right now, it's Brew Fitness in Milwaukee. I don't know all the goofy shit on the walls. I mean,
No.
there's plenty of places with goofy shit on the walls. You're going to have to give us more than that.
Is she talking about Safe House?
I mean, maybe.
I don't
sure.
know. Maybe she might not even be talking to us. She might be talking in the chat, which is good for all of you who are not members and are just listening to the audio version.
We do have a chat room live right now.
You have no idea what we're talking about.
We don't. Well, I mean, they don't. We don't. Wait, no, we don't know what we're talking about.
We do.
No,
we do
we don't.
not.
At all.
Yeah. So, Kevin,
Yes, Chad.
the apparel,
Okay. Where
Flying.
can they find it?
the Super Troopers code. Candid Athletic Training.com.
I think the chat room for you is tough because you get distracted by it.
It's so delayed. Yeah, it's delayed, and I just read out loud. Anyways, I got it.
CandidAthleticTraining.com. You hit that store little button, right?
So you just got some new gear, or just ordered some new gear?
I did.
Expecting. What did you get?
I got 2 shirts and I got a tank for the lovely missus.
What shirts did you get?
I got you can't spell goat without AT.
Yep.
And then I got our this logo on the shirt,
Okay.
like the standard logo.
So I also ordered
In
some
like
gear.
a seafoam green or something.
Yeah.
I think. I'm
Fresh.
all right. Yeah,
We have 2 new designed T-shirts out there.
we do.
Can't spell goat without athletic trainer without AT. Can't spell the goat.
There's a lot of goat talk right now.
Why?
Well, apparently there's this guy, that makes the Super Bowl every other year or every year. I saw a kind of funny meme that Tom Brady's more likely to make the Super Bowl than Steph Curry is to make a three-pointer. Steph Curry's career lifetime three-point percentage, 43%. Tom Brady has made the Super Bowl in 47% of his seasons.
Still.
That's nuts.
I mean, I've seen the number of Super Bowls in the last 14 years. The number of NFC championship games in the last 14 years.
Yeah.
It's like Tom Brady 1, Dallas 0.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's only been in the NFC one year kind of thing.
He has more Super Bowl appearances by himself than every other NFL team.
It's so crazy, yeah.
Or something like that.
Hey, so Dylan, I do think there are fluffy people sizes because we've checked off extra sizes, haven't we?
I think so. I will say,
Dylan, if you see something you like, just DM us.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. If there's
just
something
tell me what
you're
the size you're looking for.
Yeah.
Fluffy.
How fluffy you're going? Yeah.
Fluffy.
So the apparel's there.
I met that guy once. The comedian, Fluffy.
I have no idea.
Gabriel
what you're
Iglesias or whatever.
He's Enrique Iglesias.
Gabriel Iglesias.
I've never heard that person in my entire life.
He's a Hispanic comedian.
What does he do? Fluffy?
Yeah, he calls himself Fluffy. Like he doesn't say fat, he says Fluffy. Our good friend Alex Sanchez, that you remember.
Yeah,
yeah, he's like good friends with him. I met him once.
But he's just like a stand-up comedian. Is he in movies or he's just stand-up?
He's a stand-up. I mean, I think he's been in some movies by now, but he's pretty hilarious.
Zach agrees.
Yeah. Anyway,
do you think
are we doing an athletic training show?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. You could sit down and do stand-up, right? Technically?
Oh, Chad. Can you tell Chad's a dad?
Yeah. All right.
Because it would be called sit-down comic?
Yep.
I guess there's some people that do. I mean, there's the one dude that has the puppets. He's what is that called? Ventriloquist. He sits down pretty much the whole time.
I don't know.
Dunbar.
I don't know.
Dunbar?
I can't think of his name. I think I've only seen him once or twice. Top 5 surveys are out. New batch.
Oh, yeah. I just did it. I did one myself.
You took it?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think?
Funny. I liked them.
Good.
They're really good.
My mind wanders. Jeff Dunham.
There you go.
All right, I gotta. Oh, go ahead. You're gonna talk about Jeff Dunham.
No, I was gonna talk about the top 5. I think it's hilarious that legitimately last night you were like, we need to come up with some top 5 questions, and then by this morning you were like, okay, there's one posted, or maybe I don't know, maybe you posted last night.
I did.
Awesome.
I did. I had a Sunday night practice. So I was just doing it during practice. So I just did it during practice when we had some downtime.
There was one that was my favorite. That it made me LOL.
Really?
It actually made me LOL.
I mean, I can read the questions and you can. Yeah.
I think there was one that was describe your athletic training style in one word.
That was the first word. That was the first one.
That one's going to be funny.
Yeah. What's your style? We'll get to that at some point. Sarcasm. That's mine. Okay, I do have a question, and then we can get into tonight's fantastic show.
Yeah, and just, Zach, I'm pretty sure I did say Dunbar because of your last name. Because I think I was like, I still had it in my head of like sending you an email for the link for the show. That was awesome.
So I put this on our social media, which is Candid_ATC. And I asked the people, have you ever borrowed money from an athlete?
Yeah.
Have you ever borrowed money from an athlete, Kevin?
Yeah, I have. But again, I mean, I worked with adults.
So 92% said no, they haven't. And I just did 2 days ago.
You did? What did you borrow it for?
I did. Okay, is this technically borrowing money? I just said, does anybody have cash? I will Venmo you right now in exchange for cash so I can get something from this concession stand. Because I was at a facility and
that is borrowing money.
So
that's an exchange of currency.
Well, is it borrowing if you're trading or
No, it's that is because it's no different than if I gave you $5 now and you gave me $5 an hour from now,
I
or
borrowed it.
actually 2 to 3 days from now.
What if I Venmoed him first? I didn't.
Well, but he's still not going to be able to access that fund for another 2 to 3 days.
So
Totally borrowing.
I needed $2 to try these Lifesavers gummies that were at the concession stand. I was like, I want to try these. So I was
they
like,
were
is
at
it?
a concession stand?
Yeah.
Wow.
A bit like a bag, not this size, but a smaller bag.
That's an impressive concession stand.
Yeah. Well, it was like an indoor baseball facility. So they had like sandwiches and all sorts of stuff.
Gotcha.
But it was just the candy that caught my eye. I was like,
Gotcha.
Lifesaver gummies? So I thought that was interesting. Is it okay? Is it okay to say, look, I'm out of cash right now. I need it. Is there anything wrong with that? Did I do something wrong?
I don't know. It's particularly in your position as a college kids.
What happens if they're high school?
I don't know. I think it's completely fine there too, as long as you pay them back.
I mean, I Venmoed them immediately.
I mean, I'll borrow $5 from a 10-year-old as long as I pay him back. And what's the big deal? What would be inappropriate about like borrowing money from somebody? As long as you're not like
robbing.
Legit, yeah, like that's the definition
Lying
of borrowing is that you're going to give it back, right?
Oh.
I mean, okay, so you have a high school kid, high school freshman, you're starving at a track meet and you want to get some food.
You're there all day.
You're there all day.
Those nachos
and
are
you
looking good.
you need $2.50 to get it. And I mean, as long as you're not like, hey, come on, dude, like, hey, hook me up, like, dude, you know I'm good for it. You know I'm good for it.
Who
as
cares?
As long as you're being sincere and be like, I really have no money, like, can I get $3 so I can go get a pretzel and some cheese?
It's 2021. How many people are really carrying cash?
True.
Not a ton.
Exactly.
I'm surprised I couldn't use my Apple Pay or whatever. I never did that before, but like,
I'm surprised you couldn't do something.
Well, I probably could have
Surprised you couldn't
used a
Venmo
card,
them.
but then it's like you're getting service charges, whatever. I just figured
Yeah.
it was easier. Anyways,
It is easier.
I just thought that was an interesting. It's that relationship between the athlete and the athletic trainer. That's like, is that okay?
You know what? It's a good life lesson. When I borrow $20 from you, I don't pay you back.
I'll just raise your
That's
rent.
life.
I'll raise your rent.
That's life.
All right. You want to do the show?
No.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
I don't know. Should we just go to the Audible?
Sure.
Orange
Barrel.
Reroute. Orange Barrel. That's this one.
It's the fat.
So originally,
Stands for fictional athletic trainer.
a fat one. Originally, we were going to do Monsters Inc., which was a member's request. What's so funny?
The AT Club for Ed ran the concession stand for all the home basketball, I'm assuming basketball games. And so he ran up a tab for the whole season.
That's awesome.
Oh, Ed would have a tab.
Yeah.
I love it. Don't you? I mean, you're not this way, but I kind of wish I had a bar that I would go to and be like, I just put it on my tab. And then, like, I could pay once a month.
Put it on my tab. That's, put it on my tab.
I don't know.
Come on, Hannah, help me out here. I know it's Steve Carell. Put it on my tab.
40-year-old virgin.
Stuck in there.
Anchorman.
Is it
the
Dan?
one where he's Jesus.
Something Dan? Put it on my tab. She'll get it. Oh, Dave's on here too. Let's see who's better.
Ed just said Dan in real life.
That's right. All right. Thank you.
Ed wins.
Ed wins. Hannah and Dave, you guys are so overrated.
You guys are. You really are.
Okay, so we were gonna do Monsters Inc., which was a request from a member, but we're gonna call an audible because just about an hour ago we read that unfortunately the passing of Dustin Diamond, Dallas Page. I'm just kidding.
Dustin Hoffman?
Screech from Saved by the Bell just passed away.
Who is a Wisconsin native or he just lives here?
No, I think he was born in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And it was on our list to do at some point anyway, Saved by the Bell, because
it was.
Let's be honest, we all grew up on it. Well, we all grew up on it.
We grew up on it.
Yeah.
I don't know about they.
Yeah, Well, Dave did.
Dave.
It was around.
Dave watched it.
Yeah.
For one specific reason.
So our fictional athletic trainer tonight. Oh, are you saying Kaporsky?
Well, who didn't? I mean, that's the only reason I did.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen?
Thiessen?
I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy.
God damn it. If you put a question mark, you know I'll read anything.
Yeah. That might work on the comments here for me. I'll read anything these people put on the
That's very
live
true.
stream. All right, so let's start. Let's start with Zach Morris.
Okay.
Good athletic trainer, bad athletic trainer.
I think he makes a good athletic trainer. He's always a planner.
Yeah.
He's always got a plan.
Yeah.
I mean, some people would call it a schemer. Mm-hmm. But that takes planning, which I think is going to be in his advantage. He's the only one that has access to a cellular device away from a landline.
Much would athletic training suck if that's what you had to carry around right now? Boom. Like this.
Just
hello? 911?
Yeah, so he's he's got the technology stuff going on. He's a very likable person.
Yeah.
Even though
sneaky smart.
He is sneaky smart. He has this way of sometimes disappointing you or even making you mad at him, but you still love him. Like I don't know. And I think athletes sometimes view their athletic trainers that way. Like sometimes they don't like us, but yet they still love us.
Well, I was going to say that's how I feel about some of my athletes. I can't stand them, but I love them.
Well, yeah.
So but I think I see him more of the athlete than.
I think that's if you asked 100 athletes, I guarantee you 99 of them would be like, no, I love my athletic trainer, except when I hate them.
When we tell them no?
Yeah.
When they ask for a soft tissue.
Soft tissue. Or a hot pack.
Hot tool.
Hot tool. And I think there's one thing that he has that is a game changer.
He's cool and calm and collected under pressure?
No.
I think he's the most cool, calm, and collected under pressure.
I think that's part of him, yes. Like he always figures out how to get out of something or, whatever. But he gets to do this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he can stop time. He can just stop time.
That is a game changer. That you're right. That
stops time.
Is he the only one in the show that could do it?
I mean, I can't recall anybody else doing it.
If you're on the live streaming, you remember.
I can't. I was also 8 when I was watching
he was for sure the one that used it the most frequent. That's pretty epic. Okay. Okay, then let's just keep going we'll knock out all the guys and then we'll switch over to the ladies. So AC Slater.
Well, he's an athlete. He's the most athletic one. So he's got the most experience with, injuries and probably rehabbing from them. What it takes to be an elite athlete too, because he was always like the state champion wrestler and stuff, right? I think a little bit of a cocky personality.
I was going to say he came across as a little bit of the conceited, but he also played into actually he didn't. He did for a stretch, and then all of a sudden he tried to go away from I'm just the dumb jock.
That's true. I also think he was still a very lovable character, though. Like,
I think they all were.
Yeah, they were.
In their own way, you were like, oh, I get it. I think that's why people like the show so much.
Yeah.
Kind of like just the Breakfast Club TV version.
A little bit.
Like they just ripped off the Breakfast Club and they're like, oh.
It was supposed to be a different show to start with. It was supposed to be like Good Morning, Miss Bliss or something.
Oh.
But that didn't work out for some reason. I don't know why. I was way too young when that was coming out.
All right.
But either way, I think obviously AC Slater has the athlete side and a little bit of the cool factor. I mean, we're all athletic trainers are pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Did he wear a lot of fanny packs? I think he wore a lot of fanny packs too.
He did.
Yeah.
Actually, I think him and Zach did.
Everybody did back then, though.
I'm trying to think. Man, AC wore some.
You know what he?
Ridiculous outfits.
Yeah, he wore a lot of baggy, like
Yeah.
MC Hammer style, like pants.
Yeah.
Not very athletic training, like.
I'd be fine. I'd bet it's better than khaki.
Where are you putting that? Where are you putting anything? You don't got any pockets. You got 0 pockets.
I don't put anything in my pockets now.
Really?
Nothing.
Your phone, a gauze pad, a glove.
My phone. That's it. No, I don't put any supplies. We talked about that. Was that
Nothing. Sometimes you do.
No.
All right. Well, we know Hannah's got cargo pants that she's just shoving full of gauze.
Hiking. She's going on excursions.
Baggy
All
old
right.
cargo pants.
We got Screech, who's, oh, man.
It's so good.
Screech,
So good.
he's going to be bad. He's
he's a
not
real
good under
techie nerd.
He's not good under pressure.
He's not good under pressure.
He gets bullied,
He's the lovable loser. He's always getting bullied.
which is not fair to him.
No.
But if you're an athletic trainer,
You're locked in a locker.
and a coach comes to you and says, "Oh, sorry, we're changing practice every day this week. You're just going to take it."
Athletic trainers need to have a little bit of a spine. And not that Screech was like a complete spineless person, but he
was.
Well, I mean, I'm sure at times he stood up for himself, right? I don't know. I'm sure he had a moment in the show where he did.
Yeah,
But
probably
at
towards
the same
end.
time, he's bad. He's bad. That's so bad.
Okay, so he's out.
He
R.I.P.
is.
R.I.P. But you're just not making it as an athletic trainer, Dustin.
Whatever, Hannah. Forever,
Ed, are you
forever,
saying
you're gonna have cargo pants.
Ed's saying you can't be too awkward as an athletic trainer. I don't know. Can you be? I mean, I'm pretty awkward.
Are you too awkward though?
No,
I think if
I
you're-
think people
I think
think
if you're
I'm like a
too-
funny awkward.
If you're too anything, it's too much.
It's a good call. It's like having too many O's and two.
Like having too many lifesavers.
That's not possible. Okay,
He loved his
so Kelly
first pimple.
Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski. No.
No,
No.
too self-absorbed.
No, I don't think she was moderately self-absorbed, right? I mean, like Lisa was more the self-absorbed one.
I think, yeah.
I don't know. What were her strong qualities?
Kelly Kapowski,
Yeah.
friendly, social, could get along with anyone. I mean, that just makes you a friend. It doesn't make you an athletic trainer.
Yeah. That's what, like, I'm having a hard time thinking of a quality that she possessed in the show. And that was like, that would make a really good athletic trainer. Great fashion sense. Like all of us athletic trainers.
Just benevolent, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But they were all, for the most, well, maybe not. All right. What about, now I just blanked on her name.
Jessie?
Jessie Spano.
Jessie?
It's the one scene that sticks out more than any scene in any Saved by the Bell to me. I'm so scared.
Yes.
I'm so scared.
She's a drug addict. She can't be an athletic trainer.
Can't do drugs.
You know what's fun? I mean, it's not funny because it is a real problem amongst
that was, yeah.
It's, particularly back then. I mean, I think you were coming off the 80s, which everybody was just on coke. And, I think there was this push of other...
It's a public service announcement.
Yeah, and it was other ways that, like, people were doing things that were legal in order to get these highs that you couldn't get anymore because coke was so bad and so thought of as illegal. Like, not that all high school kids were doing coke in the 80s or anything, but my point being, people found that caffeine pills, people found other amphetamines that could, like, get them jazzed up, And then she put so much pressure on herself that she needed to stay up and be the smartest person in the room, right? and do all these other things and be the one that does everything.
Yeah. She was smart.
Well, she was always like
wasn't she valedictorian?
Yeah, like she was always the smartest kid in the class. She was always a straight A student. She was always straight laced. But I also think she was like really involved in everything. Like
over involved.
Yeah,
spread herself too thin.
Yeah, and so I would actually give her as the example of an athletic trainer, not necessarily makes the best athletic trainer. Like you're doing too much. You're like you have too many responsibilities that something along those lines is going to fault. Or like you're going to take caffeine pills and be a public service announcement.
It's kind of how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Like at work, it's just like a million things going on. And it's just like, can you keep up? Can you just stay above the breaking point?
Yeah. I mean, she was 17 doing that.
Yeah.
Jesse?
All right. What about Lisa?
I
mean, she was a writer.
A writer?
Didn't she basically she would have been like, wasn't she like, maybe not.
She was the super self-absorbed one.
I know.
Then randomly she would show this sign of like caring about what like somebody else's feelings or whatever.
I guess she was
Screech was in love with her.
The gossip one, right?
She was the gossipy one.
Yeah, that's a bad situation.
I think she was meant to be like what everybody would portray as like the typical rich kid in the group that like, you know, whatever, like it's all about me and whatever new handbag I bought and whatever, blah, 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 blah. But it's a character that I think would not make a good athletic trainer.
Sorry, the comments just came.
See,
out.
you're just like you can't do it.
Zach's mad that we skipped that. We're gonna do Monsters Inc. next week. We were gonna do it tonight, and Dave just goes, "Jesse was a hooker on any given Sunday." So true.
Jesse?
Yeah.
But
shoot.
So, Dave, we are talking about Save the Bell, not Any Given Sunday. God.
Striptease.
God, this guy. No, it's not striptease.
That was the Demi Moore one. We just had this conversation the other night, you and I.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to keep them all straight.
Showgirls. What was that actress's name? Well, we just said it.
Jessie?
No, wasn't that a character name?
Yeah. But her real name?
The actress's name.
Kim Brinkley. Brinkley?
No, Christy Brinkley was a model.
Oh.
Somebody will give it to us.
I got it.
Anyway, so Lisa's out too.
Elizabeth Berkley.
Thank you.
Yeah, I told you it was close.
Christy Brinkley.
Yeah. Ooh, Ed's on fire tonight. Ed's beating everybody to the punch.
2-0. Okay, so Lisa's out. Screech is out. Jesse's out. It's got to be Zach.
Zach.
Timeout.
Dude could call a timeout anytime he wants. Be like somebody falls on the court and you just go boop, and then he gets to walk over there, talk to the camera for a little bit, and then take care of business.
Yeah, it's not close. He might actually get a pretty high seed here in the tournament.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Actually, I think he might get a 1. He might be a 1 seed because of that. Oh, maybe.
I think it's yes. And he's a schemer. And I think we're all schemers. That's what all athletic trainers are doing.
Take your little scheme and you turn it on your head.
Introduce a little chaos.
Oh, God, that's so good. All right.
Anarchy.
Let's move on.
To what?
I don't care.
God.
Pick it.
What do you want to do? Top 5.
Top 5.
Push your little button over there.
I pushed it. Kevin.
Yep.
This is going to be a weird one, a fun one. We asked 100 athletic trainers, how many words do you say in a day?
This was a weird one for me.
Did you take this? You didn't take the last batch of questions, did you?
No, I don't think I did because I think we got like 100 responses. Boom.
I'll tell you what. We already are a third of the way done.
Yeah, and as we should be. They're good questions. They're really good questions.
So if you're not a live stream member and you are hearing this for the first time on February 8th or whatever when it comes out, go to
Twitter.
Go to our Twitter. There's a link to our top 5. You may or may not have an opportunity to do this, or it may be done already.
Candid _ATC.
Yep. So
fill out the survey and tell all your friends.
Yeah. So how many words do you say in a day?
This one was weird because I had to like really.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think you say more now in your role or when you were in the quote unquote traditional athletic training setting? Because I would almost assume that you would be saying more words now.
I would say I would say that saying as many words that I say is the amount of word. I think I said more before.
Really? That surprises me.
And here's the reason. 75% of my patients now
Are deaf.
So, yeah.
So
that's how good I am. 75% of my patients now, I'm not in the room with them the entire time because I place needles and then I leave the room.
Oh.
And then I come back. Now, when I am in the room the entire time, sometimes I'm talking the entire time with the person, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes that person's talking the entire time. But back in the day when I was with a team, I was talking almost all day. Imagine working with Dave Yeager on a daily basis.
Just have to keep up.
You just got to keep up. Now, I said a lot more movie quotes, and I quoted a lot more TV shows when I was working in the traditional athletic training sense. Now I actually have to have real conversations with people. It's weird. Actually, I love it.
Do you?
Yep. If I can't talk with the person the entire time that we're working together, it's like I'm looking at the clock like, what? Oh my God. Like
it's really
5 minutes, only 5 minutes went past.
That's really funny that you say that because we didn't have a friend or foe for today. And one of the things that I was considering was clock on the wall. Is that a friend or foe? We'll put it on the list to do for a future week. Man, that can be tough when you're just staring at it and it's not going anywhere. But
yeah,
I'm putting it on our list. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. So give me your top 5.
Okay.
What do you think the top 5 responses for?
Because I have no idea. I could not even fathom how many words I actually say or somebody else said. So I just came up with random numbers. 4,000, 10,000. I put 20, 1,000,000, and 74,000. You ready?
74,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got 2 right? Nope.
I got 2 right.
Hold on. You said 4,000, then you said 10,000, then you said
20.
20,000?
Nope, just 20.
20 words. Okay, that's the one I missed.
Okay.
Then you said 1,000,000, and then you said 74. Yep. Okay, you got 1.
Okay.
But you got the number 1 answer.
What's the number 1 answer?
We'll get there.
Okay.
In 5th place, with 5 answers, 500 words.
500 words.
Said in a day.
Okay.
So what is that in an 8-hour day? 7. It's like 62 and a quarter words.
You're the math genius.
Maybe 62 and a half. I'm not quite sure. That's not a lot of talking.
I think I've said 1,000 words in the last 5 minutes. And
that's why we do a podcast. This would be a terrible podcast. Limit your podcast to 500 words or less.
This podcast is definitely more on the line of like, all right, you're gonna have to write a 5-page paper, and we've only figured out 1 page of actual information, and then the rest of it's just like, how can I make this sentence longer? And I can make it a compound sentence 24 times over. That's definitely this podcast.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, in 4th place, with 6 responses.
Okay.
2,000 words.
Okay.
In 3rd place, with 7 responses, 5,000 words in a day. Second place, and I think this is the main sentiment, and as I read some of these comments, as I try and scroll through it as we read here, too many was the answer. I say too many words. I feel like I'm talking too much. They didn't give a number.
Sure.
That was 17 responses in second place. And then in first place with 18 responses, just barely hanging on here, 10,000.
Okay.
Which is the one that you said.
Yeah.
So 10,000 words. That's probably about right for an 8-hour day, I would think. Just over 1,000.
How are we going to figure out? I mean, like,
clickers.
Yeah,
pitch count.
Can you imagine that? Oh my God, your finger would. Oh, you'd have arthritis by tomorrow.
No, I think you would have to go.
Or you would just
here's what we're gonna do.
Here's one really strong finger.
Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna take out your healthy roster, and you're just gonna talk into the dictation thing.
And it just tells you how many words are said?
Well, it'll print it out, and then you can just count them later.
Oh my God.
No,
what? You could. No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I want to know. I mean, is there like a? I want to Google this real quick. You talk about something.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say the smallest number that we're given. What do you think that is?
1.
Somebody said 3. 3 words in a day.
And
they were saying, and actually, I think what they said is, "Don't do that." Was what they said. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
And then the largest number we were given was 1 billion.
That's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words. A lot of words.
Oh, okay. Google. I mean, I don't know. Research shows that the average person speaks at least 7,000 words in a day.
Okay. So if you think about that.
I mean, that's pretty fair. I mean, an athletic trainer saying 10,000.
So just above average.
I mean, we're instructing people a lot. I can see that.
See, Hannah agrees with me. Dictate, copy, and paste in Word, and you'll get a word count.
Well, I very much encourage you and Hannah to do that, and you come back with an answer for all of us.
Dylan. I can't count past 10.
Who was it? Dylan did say that he sat in an ER with an athlete for 7 hours, and they couldn't make small talk.
That's tough.
That's so tough.
Man.
I mean, and that's what I'm talking about. Like
nothing more awkward.
Oh, I used to have to take athletes that couldn't really speak English places. That was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we have the biggest and the smallest number.
Okay.
Let's just end it here.
Okay.
Is it better to say no, sorry, I got one more point.
Oh,
that's what I meant.
Okay.
Is it better to say too many words or not enough words?
If you're me, it's too many.
But is that better?
Yeah.
It's better to give them too much information than not enough information.
I mean, if you abide by the idea that you covered all your bases and you're not relying on somebody else to figure something else out, then yes.
Okay.
Why'd you just say the pillows?
Bases. It's that German video that
I know, but where did that come from?
You said bases. You said in my head now
cover
that I
all
hear
your bases.
You said cover all the bases, and I go the pillows in the dirt. If you haven't seen the video, go to YouTube. It's Flula.
Drunk.
I'm not drunk. Flula from Pitch Perfect 2. I didn't know that was actually who he was, but you just type in YouTube German explains baseball. It will make your day.
It is hilarious.
German explains baseball because it's so true. It's such a dumb sport. It's all made up. It's just not. All sports are made up. They're all just dumb, except for track. Track is the only one that makes sense.
Yep.
And wrestling.
Yeah.
The Greco-Roman Olympics.
Yeah.
The original sports. Those are the only ones that actually make sense. All the sports that we play nowadays are kind of BS.
Totally.
So, anyways, listen to this German guy.
Entertainment.
Yeah, listen to this German guy try and explain baseball. It's hilarious. It gives me so much perspective on my job and my day. It's awesome.
I like it. Where do you want to go?
Friend or foe?
Okay.
Last what are we doing this week? Oh, we're doing portable treatment tables.
Yep. Go for it. You came up with it.
Portable treatment tables. We put it on social media today to see what the masses said.
Did anybody say anything yet?
Yeah, we had 81% said friend.
Okay.
We did have a couple comments though. The people that commented are against it. One, I just, I'm going full on this, to be honest. One, it's just one more thing I got to bring with me off campus. It's one more thing I got to put in my vehicle. It's one more thing I got to clean. It's one more thing. I think Nate Marsh said on social media today, everyone's coming up to me asking if I'm a masseuse, a massage therapist, or they're just treat it as like a place to put their stuff. Get your stuff off my table.
Yes.
And to be honest, I feel like I can, more often than not, I'll just go somewhere and I'll find, if I need an elevated surface, I'll find something. I'll find a park bench. I'll find a dugout. I'll go on top of a dugout and stretch somebody if I need to.
I think in your world, it's a huge foe.
Yeah.
Like there's zero reason for you to have a portable treatment table in your world. Like completely. I think the only difference I would say is the football, the high school football athletic trainer, the small university football athletic trainer that maybe has to go off campus to the game, and then they need like a table to assess people and such like during the game. Now, I will agree with Nate in the idea that people do not associate a portable treatment table with anything but massage.
Yeah.
That's the only, it's completely what they associate it with. The other thing is, for the most part, they are adjustable. I mean, I have one so that I can do treatments on people outside of the clinic, and so that I can do treatments on people at my house or take it to their house and do treatments on people. And then I also was a massage therapist for a few years, so I thought it was a good idea to have a massage therapy table because I might have done that as like a side gig. It's a friend to me, but it is like my least favorite friend ever. I hate them. I hate carrying them. I hate packing them in a car. I hate, if I am in a situation, in my world, the only time I use them that's anywhere near your world, it's like I'm at an event. I'm at like a 5K, and I set up a table so that like,
or a tournament or something.
Yeah, that like we're doing like half marketing, half like quick little treatments for people, like just to get our name out there. Hey, we're like a clinic up in Shorewood, Wisconsin, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a friend, but I also experience that same stuff. Like, oh, can I get a massage? Or people just like, somebody comes by and they use it to, soccer mom comes by and puts her 18-gallon freaking purse on it to like dig through it to try to find their kids, whatever, or her cell phone or something. Like, this is not your space to work, even though, like, I don't know. But it has to be a friend to me, like, because it's vital to me. Like, I have to have one. That being said, man, it's my most annoying and hated friend.
So Raina J also said, it's a friend when working with athletes who are shorter than 5'6", but major foe when working with women's basketball or beach. So a tall athlete, it's tough to get on that table. So
she's got a small one. See, mine's fine. I mean, I have my table. I have a 6'5", 320-pound athlete that I put on my table, and it's just fine. But I don't know. She must have a small table. At the same time, have you ever had to transport like a traditional treatment table to places? Because that's annoying as hell too.
No, if I'm gonna have to take it out of my ATR, I'll take the portable one.
Well, I know that there are high school athletic trainers out there. I know there are college athletic trainers that have to transport the treatment table from the shed that's on this side of the building all the way to the field that's, a quarter mile away. And, they put it in the back of a Gator or they put it in the back of their pickup truck or whatever. But how annoying is that? So annoying.
I think that's why this was invented.
Totally. But does the school buy it for them?
Yeah, probably not.
That being said, but it's still like yeah.
So most people say friend, though, at least on social media.
Well, and that's because they serve a necessary evil to them, right?
Yeah.
What else you got? Anything?
No.
Is that it?
No, done? I'm going foe. You're saying a friend that you hate.
It's a complete foe in your world.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would even have one.
I mean, well,
half the time nobody knows how to open them. Nobody knows how to set them up.
I used it for women's soccer. It was just a place for me to sit. So I guess in that
really?
Yeah.
You would take one out to the field?
Yep.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I didn't know you would do that.
Yeah, when I was covering soccer. Oh. And I would just sit on it.
Yeah.
And eat chips and queso during the game.
Chips and queso. Yeah. That sounds like you.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like you.
Shit. I miss those days.
I miss the days of my freaking microphone not slowly going down because I'm doing this.
Well, yeah, you've just decided to lean on your mic stand.
All right. It's comfortable.
We got an
spot.
FMK here. Was this a suggestion or is this us? This was a suggestion from Sarah. I think it's Sarah Staup. Sarah.
I don't know, you came up with it.
Damn
I think it was in. I don't know if it was in the traditional email.
No, it was a DM.
I think it was a DM. So
I'll get there.
But the FMK is dislocations. Dislocations, shoulder, knee, or we're gonna go patella, or the elbow. Which one would you want to work with? And I mean, or is it which one would you want to be present for immediately?
Sarah,
how do you want to do this?
Sarah Marie Staup. Which one?
Where's Sarah out of?
California.
All right.
I don't know exactly where.
Sorry.
California. What was the first option? The second one was
shoulder.
You immediately be there. What was the first option you said?
Working with it. So there's
like
two
rehab?
There's two aspects of our job. There's the immediate care, or there's the what are you going to do afterwards?
No, let's just do the immediate care.
Okay.
Boy, I guess I've had all three.
I've had 2 of 3.
Okay, so the patella is going to be the most manageable, I feel like.
Yep. Is that a wife?
What's that?
Is that a wife?
The most manageable? Yeah, I think you can keep it under wrap, lockdown. I'll tell you what, I think I've told this story. Maybe not. So the one time that I had an athlete sublux their patella.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom during a practice.
Nice.
Taking a poop.
A deuce.
And I came out and it was a little bit of a panic situation. They're like, where have you been?
Who?
I was like,
for who? You or them?
A little bit of both. So another athletic trainer who was in the ATR came out, started working with the athlete. I finally got done doing my business. I came out there and it took a couple minutes just to get him to relax and get his leg straight, and it popped back in.
Yeah.
But he apparently he was freaking out for a split second.
I would too if it was the first time it ever happened.
Yeah.
What were they doing when it happened?
He's just pitching. He's doing throwing an indoor bullpen off a mound, and he was up in his balance point, and it went out, and he just slowly went down, and
So his stance leg.
Yeah.
Probably. He was probably going to start pushing off.
Yeah.
Or
he was kind of a twister.
He's just loading.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
So I'll marry the patella. Yeah, I just read that too. That's pretty interesting.
I think I just did mine.
So between the elbow and the shoulder.
So you're marrying that? You're marrying the knee?
I'll marry the knee. Okay. I think I'm going to F with the shoulder. All right, now I'm gonna make it. I got it in my head now.
Okay.
I'm gonna F the shoulder because I can just usually you can just sit and watch, and the athlete can put it back in themselves. Because most people that like sublux their shoulder have done it enough where they can, like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Is that
sure
Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon where he can
too
just
old for this shit.
Boom, pop it back in, and I'll just sit back and watch. That's equally
always makes some like weird
it's
face every time he does it.
equally entertaining.
Okay. Yep.
And I'll kill the elbow.
Yeah.
So the one elbow, it was actually a fracture. They fractured their olecranon and it slid up their arm, and I was like, oh God. And that was like, I got nothing for you. Let's go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So I don't want to deal with that again. What about you here?
Absolutely killing elbow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing you can do. There's not this like, oh yeah, just put it back and then like, yeah, I think I'm okay. Maybe I'll just like wear a compression wrap for a couple days and just keep it moving. Like, no, like, I mean, get out of here. We're going in right now. The only time I've ever experienced the elbow was a gymnast, and on a high bar, slipped off and then like reached back, and she didn't fracture her wrist. She just everything went and it just kept going. And that was kind of, I mean, not similar to you because I wasn't taking a deuce, but it was at a time that I was covering a local gymnastics club that I know you had to cover a little bit with your former employer.
Yeah.
I got to the gym, I'm carrying my kit, I'm carrying all my supplies just in case somebody needs something, and I'm ready to get in there and just be like, hey, does anybody, okay, there's a paramedic here.
Oh, thank God.
And yeah, thank God I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was be there, and then I just kind of recorded it for, recording purposes, and then got her into rehab once we were done with that. Now, shoulder or knee? I think I'm gonna marry the shoulder, and it's just because I think I'm just really comfortable with shoulders. And sometimes, I mean, I've seen people like where you just gotta like force. I mean, especially if somebody's on the ground. I mean, you create a little traction, you create a little extra rotation, and you just put force into their armpit, right? Is one of the ways to reduce it. So I mean, just stick your foot in there and just see what happens.
Give her.
So,
Hunt. So what are you doing with it? Sticking the foot where?
In the armpit.
That's marrying, or that effing?
I guess I would F it then.
I don't know. Please don't.
Because then because my other thought was, well, I'm gonna F the knee because you just need to make it really straight and hard. I mean, I don't know. Like if you can just get somebody to straighten their leg and flex their quad, I mean, pretty good. Like usually and maybe sometimes you got to guide it in, but it usually feels much better after that. So that I think that's why I would F it. Now, taking care of somebody that has chronic ones, that's a different story, I think. I don't know if you could have a chronic elbow dislocation.
Oh, that'd be tough. We're going to have a real serious sit-down talk.
Sports aren't for everybody.
I mean, maybe not even like typing. Desk job.
Could you imagine? Oh, what have you done in life that you got chronic elbow
dislocations? What could you do?
You'd have to wear like one of those braces that has like the restriction but like in more ways than one, so you could only move your arm like this.
So what would you do as your profession?
Oh God,
podcasters.
Yeah, you'd have to be a podcaster.
Okay,
that was a good one.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was gonna be funny, but that one ended up funny.
Yeah, sometimes we just...
Are we done with all of our segments?
Yeah, I just checked off 4, so we're good. We're going to go to our...
I think we should give everybody just... We'll blabber for like maybe a minute here, but everybody that is actually live and paying attention right now, we're gonna do something real quick, and we're gonna talk about the most overrated rehab exercises.
Most overrated. That's the feature topic.
I have some stuff that I'm going to talk about. I'm sure you got a couple that you want to talk about, but I want to see on these comments what you guys want to talk about too. So whatever comes to mind, and then we'll talk about it maybe, you know? All right.
Why don't you start?
And we're back. Yeah. Okay. I'm serious though. Start typing and making comments. Most overrated rehab exercise that you've ever done or anybody else has ever done. Okay, my first one is a lunge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fun.
I think it is. I think you could have 10 people do a lunge. Automatically, 2 of them are just not doing it correct. Even if they're in the stage of rehab they're supposed to be freaking in, they're not going to do it correct. And the classic thing they're not supposed to do, or right, number one is the whole knee valgus thing, right? Now, the other thing I don't like about the lunge is then the other 8 people that are doing it right, if you ask them, 4 of them are going to say, oh, I really feel this in my quad. The other 4 are going to say, oh, I really feel it in my glute. I think it's and then if you break up that section or those sections, someone will be like, yeah, but it's like I feel it in my back leg more than I feel it in like my front leg. I think it's this like junk exercise that is not predictable enough for rehab unless it is the perfect scenario for somebody. Somebody's perfectly tracking their knee out to like their middle toe and out, right? And like they're actually activating through their quad, but then into their glute. And then, maybe they feel some tension into their back leg, but it's not restricting them from doing anything that they actually feel it in the working leg, right? I will say this. It's a versatile exercise. Like you can do different things with it. I just think it's relied on way too much in a traditional sense of like, oh, lunges are good for single leg strength. And I call bullshit.
I think I agree with you too. I think it's a great workout exercise, but rehab, I don't see it in rehab.
Even workouts, I do a lot of them and a lot of workouts, but I've been playing around with my lunges to make them harder and to like fine tune them to like try to do some things. And it's like,
you're just trying to do single leg stuff. Then just go to a step up.
I would prefer a step up. I would absolutely prefer a step up.
I agree.
I can get a patient or an athlete to control a single leg kind of step up the way I want them to control it. More than a lunge.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think too many people get lazy with lunges too.
Okay.
What do you got? Give me one.
We had a couple comments that I agree with, but the one that I had written down, it's not even a particular exercise. I just grouped, it's just like a style.
Sure.
I just think, to be honest, isometrics are overrated to me.
Okay.
Because I would rather see you move like you're going to move.
Sure.
So I don't want you to just hold in place because you're never going to do that.
Yeah.
So to me, I feel like isometrics are a little overrated. I can see the argument that like a first or second day post-surgical, you're just trying to react. You're just going to try and get some muscle firing.
Yeah.
Fine.
Absolutely.
Other than that, get out of. I'm not doing it. I can't remember the last time I just said you're going to do isometrics. Can't remember the last time I put it. Because we don't move that way, I'm not going to rehab that way.
I will say, and you don't experience this ever, but I've had to now experience it because a lot of my patients are in the 50 to 60 range. Mm-hmm. Frozen shoulder. Actually works kind of well with it.
Okay.
But it, again, I think the same idea. I want you to do it for a couple days, but then let's move on. Let's start getting some motion out of the ocean.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh. Well, should we talk to the people?
No.
Dylan says banded walks. What do you think about banded walks?
It depends on which ones you're talking about. I don't mind the lateral ones.
Mm-hmm.
I think I actually really like the lateral banded walks.
Okay.
I don't necessarily care for
like monster walks.
Monster walks forward, backwards.
Yeah.
And now Zach says 4-way ankle bands, and I 100% agree with that, Zach. That's probably that is huge. To me, I'd much rather do a manual ankle resistance.
Yeah, we've talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't ever do ankle banded stuff anyways. So
yeah, in one of our episodes, we talked about some of our
hacks.
favorite rehab exercises.
Yeah, and hacks.
And you went into your ankle manual resistance exercises.
Now that we have a camera, we should probably do that again. I know we've talked about doing video
and thumbs and hands and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we really should do some more. Well, that's what we need to figure out, how to have another camera that's pointing that way, because we have all that workspace over there that I could just be an idiot and doing some rehab exercises over there. I agree. 4-way ankle band, like the traditional just eversion, inversion, and dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. I mean, the only time I ever get people to do those are it's immediate. Like they just sprain their ankle, and I tell them to just stick their foot in the air for gravity and then do it. And that's just to create muscle pump to get swelling out of the area. Yeah. Otherwise, as a rehab exercise, no. If you want to, do this for 2 sets and then we're going to go do the real work. But otherwise, hell no. Absolutely. Are we missing any?
Hannah's patiently waiting on Kevin's microphone to just snap in half.
Oh, really?
And he face
I think it's good.
To the table.
I think it's good.
Rockabye baby over there.
I think it's fine.
Do you have another one?
I think it's actually better now that I'm doing this. Like that. As long as everybody can still hear me. Do I have another one?
Yeah, because I just came up with one more in my head.
Sure.
That's the last one I have. So if you have a bunch, go ahead.
I have 4 written down, but we don't have to get to all. I think it's great that we talk about everybody else's too.
They're just talking about ankle exercises.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're.
Are you guys really still talking about ankle exercises? Yeah. Let's go. Favorite rehab exercise, ice.
Yeah.
Well, banded walks though. You know what? They kind of remind me again of what are they for? They're for glute strength, right? For the most part, ideally.
You're talking 4-way ankle?
No, banded walks.
Monster walks?
I don't care. If you put a band around your ankles or your calves or your knees, and then you walk monsterly or you laterally, ideally you're working on your glutes and hip strength, right? Mm-hmm. And how many people and how many athletes have you ever I don't really feel this in my hips. I feel it in my quads, or I feel it and I think that's the problem with those.
I think it's because I guess if we're going to incorporate some hacks here, I've completely gone to.
You know what I should do for Hannah? Totally freak her out and just talk like this the rest of the time.
I feel like
this is kind of weird.
You're live. Just try putting the band around your toes, around your feet, and not around your ankles or your knees, and you're going to get way more glute activation.
I do like that hack. I like that hack a lot.
So that's all I got to say about that.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Is that Forrest Gump?
That's Forrest Gump. Yeah. I think that's when his microphone goes out, and he's talking to the thousands of people as a Vietnam vet. Oh. Here's another one that's just in almost every lower extremity rehab, particularly if it's enough to have surgery or it's enough that they can only do work on a table, but clamshells. I just don't get them.
Yeah.
From the stamp, one, it's what are we really trying to accomplish with a clamshell? It's in your hip is flexed to roughly a 45-degree angle, right?
Yeah.
And then you're opening your legs in abduction.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thought process is like you can access most of your external rotators with a clamshell.
I think so.
But again, I think maybe for the first few days, but I'd rather you get up, stand, and in most surgeries you can get to that point, you can stand, other than, a meniscus repair or something where you have to actually be non-weight bearing. I can't stand how many people go into a clinic, they get prescribed clamshells, 3 sets of 15 clamshells with a band around their knees, and that's supposed to help their lower back problem. How is laying on a table, laying on your side, supposed to help your lower back problem? When the rest of your frickin' day, you're standing or you're doing dynamic things. Like, I hate them. Oh, I hate clamshells. Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda. God. The 80s called. They want their jazzercise back.
Fire hydrants.
No, I don't know. I think Hannah was talking about some prone leg lifts, and we're trying to get her to give us a specific name of an exercise.
Oh. I will say I like fire hydrants. Like all fours, peeing like a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's actually an applicable exercise. We're starting to get dynamic. We're starting to introduce core stability. We're starting to introduce shoulder stability with glute activation. I mean, no, I like that. Totally like that.
How about this?
Donkey kicks.
Donkey.
I like that boulder.
How do you feel
That's
about
a nice boulder? I could quote that movie all day long, by the way.
How do you feel about internal?
I can't feel my toes.
It's a pretty good Eddie Murphy, actually.
Oh my God, that movie was one of the first movies. Me and my sister went to that movie.
I know
together.
You said that when we did the fat. We did the Shrek fat,
and we were the only ones laughing the entire time. All these little kids were just quiet. Love that movie.
How do you feel? I'm going to put this in the overrated category.
Mm-hmm.
Internal, external rotation at 0 degrees.
Like this.
Yeah.
The shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's so overrated.
Highly overrated.
Because if I'm a thrower or...
What are you doing?
Maybe if you are an airplane controller person.
This is why you watch the show.
Yeah.
Instead of listen.
Maybe if you were working at the airport and you got the lights, I don't know.
Oh God!
What is there anybody that does this? Bank tellers, maybe, I don't know. You're just handing out.
I don't
money.
know about 2 at a time. Maybe I can't. I don't know. Hey, your seat is here, sir, right here. I'm catching the delayed feed right now. It's so great. Oh, that's a really good one. Internal, external at 0, and it's in so many shoulder rehabs. As smart as Job was, holy cow! I don't make anybody do any of those. Holy cow! I was gonna put the standing 3 in there. You get a good burn, but I just don't know how great of an exercise that really is for a rehab. I know I don't like people doing it just for shoulder strength.
Yeah.
If you don't have a serious injury in your shoulder and you don't need to isolate or attempt to isolate certain muscles, I mean, it's not a fan. I'm not a fan. I do. There's part of me that kind of likes it in a rotator cuff program, only because you're just trying to go light. You're just trying to get that neurological connection again. You're not trying to do anything just whatever, tell your brain that you still have the ability to just do this with your shoulder and not, but no, yeah, you're right.
Dylan's asking, when you're talking about Job's.
I'm making waffles.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Yes, Dylan, so standing 3, meaning, eyes, Y's, and T's, but you're standing. Totally. So just lateral and then 45 and then straight ahead.
You got any other overrated exercises?
Controversial a little bit, but only
that's why we're here.
The plank. And we've talked about it on the podcast before about it's because 90% of people don't do a plank effectively. 90% of people aren't doing the plank for what it's meant for, and that is it's an entire body exercise. It's to teach how to isolate segments of your spine. It's how to control your pelvis with your glutes, how to control your pelvis with your core, how to activate like your lower extremity in relation to your upper extremity. And most people just like get into this plank position and hold it. And you're not actually creating global stability through your body in the right position. I mean,
you're just finding a position that's comfortable for you and staying there.
I can find a position that I can be in a plank for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I can find the right position and I can only be there for like 15 seconds without shaking. Yeah. And that's a telltale sign that it's really easy to hide things in a plank. And it's supposed to be this really super easy exercise that is a regressed, like, I mean, what's that? The Watkins protocol, right? Have you ever heard of that?
Sammy Watkins?
Yeah, Sammy Watkins.
I don't know.
Did you draft him in your fantasy last year? I hope not.
No.
Man, that guy had so much potential. Where did he get drafted out of?
Like what? Where did he go to school?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
Do you remember?
No.
What was his first team? The Bills? Yeah, I think it was the Bills. I don't know what I was gonna say. Watkins protocol.
I don't know that one. I don't know it by name anyways.
So the Watkins protocol is about it's like for a lower back. It's lower back pain rehab protocols. So, I mean, you can translate it to somebody that has had surgery. You can translate it to somebody that just has low back pain. And it's this series of exercises, and they range from a wall sit to pelvic tilts to clamshells to a plank. And you have to, like, if you can do X exercise for a minute, then you can do you can move on to the next level of the protocol. And I think it's just such bullshit because I know people that still have back pain and they can do a minute plank and they can do this and they can do this because they can cheat and they can do the wrong way and they don't actually do the exercise the right way. That's my point with the plank is if you're not doing it to its fullest potential, then why even do it?
I'm trying to find out what Watkins' first name is, and I can't.
Watkins? Sammy? Like you just said? I don't know. I don't know what Watkins... I think it's just called the Watkins protocol.
Yep. Oh, Molly Watkins. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Google's no help there.
Oh, Dylan loves eyes, Y's, and T's and standing threes.
Did you just see what Hannah wrote? The biggest thing. They're cheated on almost more than I am, Ed. Well, okay.
Wow. All right.
Coming in guns a-blazing there.
Yeah. And the podcast is done to... No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Hannah.
Yeah.
Don't let that happen to you.
Yeah.
You're nice. We love you here. Gosh.
Well, do you got any others? Because I'm fresh out of
You're fresh out? And they're not coming up with any anymore.
Yeah,
so I think we're
just
good.
talking about who's cheating on who. Yeah. Turn into the gossip hour here.
It is.
It's great. That's why we come back every Monday. Okay.
Every Monday, folks. Well, I don't know. Maybe sometimes we'll change it.
Oh. Well, damn.
Oh. Should we close it up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I want to.
So don't forget our friends at www.healthyroster.com.
Great people.
Great people.
Great people.
So thank you to them.
That was Blue Fitness.
Blue Fitness. Thanks for hanging out.
I think you can check them out at Brew Fitness MKE if you ever want to check them out. I think all the social media platforms.
When this whole thing blows over, this pandemic,
maybe this is where we'll have our party.
We should.
There's a keg.
Have everyone to Milwaukee. We'll do like a Candapalooza.
Ooh.
Oh, Dave's still here. Robert Watkins is a spine guy.
Shocker, Dave. Dave knows the answer.
Yeah.
Dave knows the answer to everything. He's probably writing me a dissertation of why the Watkins protocol is actually the best thing ever right now. I'm just kidding.
That's okay, Dave. We need some smart people on this podcast.
Yeah. Where else would it go? If I've said anything smart in my entire life, it's because of him. So that's all that matters.
Shit. So go to the website, get yourself some apparel. Kevin's got some coming. I got some coming. We got the new shirts.
We got hats. We got a new order of hats, actually. So plenty of hats if you need to get.
Hats are great.
They really are. It's a really comfortable hat. It looks good. Matches everything. I also get a lot of compliments. That's a nice hat.
Yeah. I have athletes asking me every day if they can get a hat, and I say yes, and they're trying to haggle me on price. I'm like, just give me the money.
Yeah. How much are you gonna pay for a hat down at what's the hat? Lids.
Lids.
I mean, come on. It's less money than a Lids hat.
Yeah. So.
Anyway.
Well, thanks everybody for
thank you
jumping on the live stream, and if you're listening at home a week later, we still appreciate you.
We do.
We'll see everybody next week.
Okay. Bye.